Hi, my name is Antoine Montgomery, and I'll be reading Chapter 7 of Going After Cacciato. Chapter 7, Riding the Road to Paris. And there was a long gleaming time during which the riding was everything. The riding in the road and the grassy plains. The days were sunny, the nights were deep and still. They rode for 10 hours a day, stopping only to water the old buffalo. They saw no villages. Curving with the flow of the land, the road was hard and dusty and deserted. The trees were bare. It was parched country, for the rains had not yet come north, and the streams ran nearly empty. In the evenings a cool breeze would sometimes move in from the mountains. They would rest, waiting for the dark, enjoying the feel of having traveled many miles without once using their legs. Sleep came easy. Paul Berlin rode along quietly during the days. The cart's gentle, rocking motions pushed him against a pretty girl named Sarkin. He liked it when they touched, accidentally sometimes, and sometimes not quite by accident. He liked her smell, her smile, the way she seemed to be holding things back. She was pretty. That was part of it. In Kwang Nong, where poverty abused beauty, women aged like dogs. So yes, it was curious to watch this girl, to imagine how it might have happened. And you, Sarkis, near the end of the second day, yes, you are soldiers, yes? Yes. Frowning, the girl looked over the distant blue hills. It was a pity, she said. I am sad to learn that the fighting has spread so far. He shrugged, pretending not to look at her. Has it? What? The war. Has it followed us this far? Paul Berlin answered truthfully. That he wasn't sure. Opinions varied. According to Doc Perks, no fool, the war was not over. If you listened to the lieutenant, there was still a war. It was hard to be sure. Well, the girl sighed. We must go then. We must keep going until you are sure. Paris? Said Sarkin. You're going to Paris? Only a possibility, he said. Only one possibility out of 1,000. Just a notion. Anything could happen. But Paris? The girl's eyes were bright. She was riding a pile of blankets, painting her toenails with a tiny brush. Paris! Churches and museums. Notre Dame. Oh, I should dearly like to be a refugee in Paris. She dipped the brush in the bottle of polish and began painting the nails on her left foot. The paint sparkled in the sun. You will take me along, yes, as a refugee? Paris? Oh, I should love to see Paris. Pont Neuf and the Sheen, all the windows full of pretty things. We shall see it together. Careful to choose his words, Paul Berlin tried to explain that it wasn't what it seemed. He told how Cacciato had walked away in the rain, a dumb kid with maps and candy in an AWOL bag, how they'd taken off after him, a dangerous mission, nothing easy. How already they lost one member in the search party, Harold Murphy, and how they had marched many weeks through the jungle and rain. 1,000 hardships lay ahead. But Paris? It's only a possibility. She looked at him, holding the brush to her nose, sniffing it. A dab of red paint gleamed on her cheeks. I'm sure of it, she said. Together we shall see Paris, stroll through the gardens, visit all the famous monuments. Perhaps we shall fall in love there. Is that possible? The ox cart swayed and pressed them together. Paris, she whispered. Her eyes shifted to the horizon. Yes, should dearly love to see Paris. The lieutenant shook his head. No, he said. But, sir, she speaks French. Terrific French. And? And, well, she could sort of help out, guide us, show us the ropes. Again the old man wagged his head. He was stretched out on a rug near the front of the cart. His nose was peeling. No way. I'll say it again. We're still soldiers, and this is here is still a war. But she's smart. She is. She could help out with negative. The lieutenant looked away. Say it again. This is a no freaking party. No party, no civilians. Nextville, we dropped them off, and that's it. That's the end of it. Just dumping them? War's a nasty thing. Not even? No, the old man sighed. No. True, this was no place for women, True, it would be a dangerous journey full of bad times and bad places, and true, they could not be burdened by weakness or fragility. All things true, but Paul Berlin would not stop toying with the idea of mix of new possibilities, a whole new range of options. He wanted Sirkin to join the expedition. He wanted it badly, and he wanted more and more. By wind of the light of midnight, campfires showed him her many strengths. Do you see? She whispered. Do you see that I'm strong? And she was, fragile, delicate like a bird, but still strong. She lifted the robe. Her legs were brown and smooth and muscled. The skin was tight, without lines or wrinkles. Feel there, she whispered as the other slept. Do you feel it? I have endurance like a man. I walk as a man, and I do not complain. He tested her arms and shoulders. I shall carry my share. I will keep pace. I will show courage and stamina. Once more he left the great strength of her legs and then folded his hands together and squeezed. The fire made silver in her eyes. You can persuade your lieutenant, she whispered. Tell him of my strength so that I may join you in Paris. It will be treacherous, he said. Nothing easy. I'm brave. Deserts and mountains and swamps, the girl dismissed this with a wave. To be a refugee is to know danger. I can guide you. Yes, I shall guide you. You will need me as a guide. Cacciato, he's our guard. Cacciato? Yes, you know. He's out there, in front, a scout. No matter how, no matter Sarkin murmured. She smoothed the robe about her legs. No matter, spec for, because you will need me. I am strong, and soon you will need me greatly. And I shall love to see Paris. The land was luminous, pink coral and furred reds, great landfalls and wilderness, and they moved through it for 12 days at a buffalo's pace. No villages, no people, only the road. The girls, two old aunties, wallowed in their grief. They rode along silently at the rear of the cart, facing backwards, showing no interest in the journey or the passing countryside. At the night they wailed. Coyotes, eddies laughed. Stank Harris did not laugh. Dinks, he murmured. Dinks from Dinksville, damsels from Gooptown, silent. Through the sunny days, the old women howled endlessly through the nights. But the land was rich, the weather warm, and the slate cart yawned and pitched its way up the winding road west. Once they spent the night in the abandoned tribal shrine, once they spotted smoke on a distant hill, once they found M&Ms scattered along a fork in the road. The M&Ms taking the northwest fork, and they followed the M&Ms. They slept through a fierce tropical storm. They nearly lost the buffalo in the fast river waters. They shot quail for a Sunday's feast, many things once, but mostly they rode the road west. Then they captured Cacciato. It happened at night, the dark of a fifth-hour guard, a strange rustling in the bush, a familiar soft whistling. Smoothly like a cat, Stank Harris crept away from the fire, staying in the shadows, moving on the on the intruder from behind. Then he pronounced, screaming. He tackled Cacciato. Got him, Stank, he yelled. And it was true. He had him.